How to use reverse psychology to make a man think about you nonstop. Are you familiar with the term reverse psychology? Even if you haven't heard of it, you've probably used it at some point in your life. So let us try to figure out its true meaning. Reverse psychology is the process of encouraging a specific behavior in someone when what you want from them is the opposite. Now it's time to explore the obvious question. What function does reverse psychology play in relationships? Is this manipulation of male psychology useful or a waste of time? How can you apply reverse psychology to a man? Continue watching to find the answers to these questions and more. This video covers 4 secret tips on how to use reverse psychology techniques to build attraction and keep you on his mind. What is reverse psychology? Reverse psychology occurs when someone says or does something that contradicts what they actually want. As a result, the other person will frequently do what they actually want or need to do. Most people will be unaware that they have been manipulated, yet deep down they may feel compelled to give in. Imagine telling a child not to eat a cookie, and suddenly that's the only thing they want to do. Why? Because sometimes being told we can't have or shouldn't do something makes us need it even more. It's similar to being told a secret and then making every effort to keep it to yourself. The urge is real. Now, when it comes to relationships and desire, our minds can behave in similar strange ways. Humans are naturally curious. We thrive on challenges, the thrill of the pursuit, and the excitement of the unknown. So, what if you could connect with this aspect of human nature? What if you could use this reverse psychology to stimulate a man's curiosity or increase his attraction to you and make him think about you non-stop? Does reverse psychology work in a relationship? Reverse psychology tricks are frequently viewed as manipulative behavior or treated similarly to mind games. Both, as we all know, are not acceptable in a healthy relationship. So what about using reverse psychology on a man? Is it safe to use on your guy? Will it have negative consequences? When you use reverse psychology on a man, you say something when you actually want the opposite. You say the opposite, fully aware that your partner will not comply, and finally, they will do what you want in the first place. When you reach a dead end with someone, reverse psychology methods can help. This method in male psychology is based on the reactance theory. This theory applies when a person believes that someone is trying to limit their reaction and/or range of possibilities. In other words, we all want to believe that we are free to make our own decisions and that we are not influenced by others' opinions. We want to be clear to the other person that we are not under their control. In this attempt, we opt to do the opposite of what they tell us or suggest. People can be grouped into 2 types, resistant and compliant. Compliant people always do what they are instructed, so with them, you will not have to deal with this problem at all. Furthermore, reverse psychology will not work with compliant people. Resistant people, on the other hand, like to show their rebellious nature and the fact that they cannot be controlled. They can't help but choose the opposite of what they're instructed to show their independence. The strange thing is that they choose the opposite of what is told suggested, even if they agree with the other option. If your partner has a resistive nature, he will most likely ignore your obvious or subtle hints. For example, you might want him to tell you anytime he is running late in the evening, but he fails to do so, and you're not sure why. You started by giving him tiny clues that you prefer to be told. When it didn't work, you told him straight that he needed to tell you. Then, this became the beginning of many fights and yelling matches. He just won't do that simple thing for you, despite the fact that you know how much he loves you. Use reverse psychology on him. Tell him not to bother because you'll be too busy or unreachable. You may add that if he fails to tell you, there may not be hot meals waiting for him. Or another story, put him in a situation in which he is forced to choose. Make sure it's convincing enough for him to believe in it. Try to be as mysterious as possible about what you're doing. He's likely to be intrigued. On days when he is late from work, he might call you instead of texting. Though his instincts tell him not to call or text, you push him to choose the other option. This is how you apply reverse psychology on a man. How to use reverse psychology to make a man think about you non-stop. Relationships are not easy. This is even more difficult because men and women frequently live in their separate worlds and do not make an attempt to understand their partner's perspective. Reverse psychology can help you gain what you want in a relationship, especially if you've exhausted all other options. Here's how to use reverse psychology to make a man think about you nonstop. Number 1. Compliment others around him. We frequently believe that showering someone with compliments is the most effective method to capture their attention. But there's a subtle twist you might use: complimenting the people around him. This has two purposes. First and foremost, it demonstrates your genuine and kind attitude, which many people find appealing. Second, it may instill some competitiveness in him. Recognizing the strengths and quality of others, particularly in his company, serves as a subtle reminder that you pay attention to details. He'll wonder what you think of him and what you've observed. This could increase his desire to impress you or demonstrate his own strengths around you and think about you nonstop. Number 2. Discuss your busy schedule. Do you remember the saying, "Distance makes the heart grow fonder"? Well, there's truth in it. Let him know what's keeping you occupied. Whether it's a new project at work, a weekend trip with friends, or a new hobby you've started, tell him all about it. This is not bragging, it's about portraying a life full of engagements and passion. A hectic schedule serves two purposes. For starters, it serves as a gentle reminder that you have a life beyond your interactions with him. This may pique his attention, and he may like to participate in some of those adventures that make him think about you nonstop. Second, it emphasizes your independence and demonstrates that you value your growth and experience. It's refreshing to know someone who seeks a full and enriching life. Number 3. Play hard to get, the right way. Playing hard to get has been a long-standing strategy. Why? Because humans, particularly men, frequently crave what they cannot have. When you play hard to get, you're simply posing a challenge, and some people can't resist a good challenge. They're curious, intrigued, and want to find out more. There is something about the chase. The pursuer is motivated by adrenaline, uncertainty, and the chance of success. By not being overly approachable or overly eager, you give him the opportunity to step up, prove himself, and chase. You're more than simply another predictable storyline. You're an ongoing adventure. Now, the goal here is to avoid being dismissive or rude. It's all about balance. It's about creating a story in which you're intriguing and engaging, but not always within arm's reach. You have your own world, and he should be delighted to be a part of it rather than taking it for granted, and this makes him keep thinking about you. And number 4, don't be too available. While it's crucial to be present in a relationship or while building a bond, there is some value in not being overly available. If you're usually at his beck and call, he may take your availability for granted. More significantly, you risk losing some of your own identity and priorities. Spending time apart is beneficial. It allows both of you to grow individually, miss each other, and cherish the moments you do share. Consider it as a reset button, allowing each interaction to seem new and meaningful. Finally, it's about creating a balance rather than playing games. Maintain a balance between connection and independence, familiarity and mystery, availability and absence. When done right, these subtle methods can result in a deeper, more authentic relationship. Well, there you have it. Hope it helped, and thanks for watching.